My name is Stefan Lumpp. I'm really happy to meet today the legendary Tracey. We wrote a book together and soon it will be published. I'm looking forward to that and hope you have 1 or 2 diamonds in it. Brian, how are you?
How are you?
Great. I'm so happy to meet you here in California.
I am so happy to see you here in California.
And thanks a lot for this amazing project. We are so happy that it's now published, that the people can read what we've done here. And one of the key questions, of course, the audience loves to hear from you because if not you, who should tell it to the people? What are for you for a really holistic, successful life? You know, not only business, not only wealth, not only, let's say, social things, but a really holistic, successful, fulfilled life. What are the most important rules?
The biggest obstacle to success and happiness is what we call self-limiting beliefs. We believe ourselves to be limited in ability, limited in our capability to earn more money, and so therefore we set goals that are too low or not at all. So the way that you develop holistically is you imagine no limitations. Imagine you have all the time and all the money and all the intelligence and all the ability and the wealth in the world, and you could do or be anything. Now, when you ask that question, it's a wonderful question. You think, well, what if you had no limits? What would you want to do? So then you take a piece of paper, and everything has to be in writing. We say, write it down, write it down, write it down. And then write down, if my life was perfect, this is what would happen. First thing you and I would write is we'd probably weigh a little bit less.
Of course, each year.
You want perfect health. And then how much would you earn? And how much would you have put away in the bank? I'll give you an example I just discussed in my recent book. Is when I was poor and had no money, I read an article in a business magazine, and it said, for you to be considered rich, you have to have a worth of $10 million. To be very rich, you have to have $30 million. So 30 million was too far for me because I had no money at all. So I chose the lower one, is that my goal is to have $10 million. And then I went to work, and things start to happen. The things just happen. I got an opportunity to do this, and I had an opportunity to sell this, and I attended this course, and I learned these new skills. And within a few years, I had a net worth of $10 million. And I had nothing when I started. So the starting point of having a holistic life is imagine your life was perfect and there's no limits. Write it down. Imagine that anything you write is like your pen is a magic pen. And if you write it down, it will happen. Now people say, well, that sounds pretty... But the cost, Stefan, is nothing. There's no cost to do this. And the most wonderful thing is that it works. Now, one of my best-selling books in the world is called Goals in Ziele. And this book gives you, it explains exactly why your ability to write your goals down and program them into your mind starts the things to happen in the universe and activates the law of attraction. The law of attraction. Wir sagen wir Attraction, Beziehung.
Gesetz der Anziehung.
Anziehung, yeah,
exactly.
And what happens is you start to attract into your life ideas and people, meetings on the corner. It's the most amazing thing. But all of these things conspire, sort of like a mystery, to bring you the goal that you wrote down. And so if you don't write the goal down to start with, then nothing really will happen to you. It's like saying, I have a beautiful car and a beautiful Autobahn, but I don't have the key. So I'm just going to sit there in my car looking at the road. And that's what most people do all their lives. But what you do is you get the key and you get the car and you start moving and everything starts to happen for you. I've taught this to more than 4 million people, and they come back to me they say the same words. They say, you changed my life, you made me rich. You changed my life, you made me rich. And so one of the things you can do to help other people is to help them just write down their goals. Just write them down as if they were guaranteed. If your goals were guaranteed, what would you do differently? Wow, that's a great question. And what would you want to have? Write it down. Let's say somebody gave you 30 minutes and everything you could write down you could have. You only had 30 minutes, but you write it down. If you could write 10, 20, 15, 25, it doesn't really matter. Write it down, write it down, write it down. And don't worry about what will happen. But things will happen to enable you to achieve those goals. And in order. The ones most important and second most important.
So amazing, this advice, and I can really say from my past,
yes,
this is the truth.
Yes, it is.
Why do so many people don't do it? They don't make the first step. You know, we have in Germany, we have the saying, you can't make a racehorse from a plow horse. Ja? Man kann aus einem Ackergaul kein Rennpferd machen. Perhaps you have this only one advice, just start, or what is it?
Well, the question that we teach is, what one great thing, what one, would you dream if you knew you could not fail? If somebody was to wave a magic wand and say, you may have any goal that you set for yourself, if you will simply write it down, and then make a list of everything you could think of to do to achieve one goal. Don't worry about every other goal, but pick one, and then work on that every day. I teach a formula for goal setting, which is very simple. Is decide what you want, write it down, and with a number, so you can tell if you've achieved it. And number 3 is set a deadline. Write it down, set a number, and set a deadline. And then number 4 is make a list of everything that you can think of to do. And then as you think of new things, add to the list. Number 5 is organize the list by priority. Mm-hmm. And number 6 is to select the most important thing and begin immediately. And then number 7, which is going to make you happy, thin, and rich, is do something every day that moves you at least one step closer to the same goal. It's a very simple formula, and it's a miracle formula because it's so simple, anyone can do it. Confucius, you remember, said, a journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step.
First step.
The first step is to write down what you want.
Yeah.
Einstein said that your goal should be so simple that a 6-year-old child could understand it and tell another 6-year-old child what your goal is. So make it simple. So my goal was I wanted to be worth $10 million before I retired. $10 million. A child could understand that. Now, it took many years to achieve it. It was maybe 20 years to achieve it, but it's okay. One of the things I teach, Stefan, is people say, well, it's 20 years. I said, yes, but 20 years from now, how old are you going to be in 20 years? The time is going to pass. You're going to be, in any case, the time is going to pass. The only question is, where will you be at the end of the time? And so if you want to be rich, well, then write it down and just work on it every day.
Amazing advices, folks. And you heard point 6, start immediately.
Yes.
And this is, for me, the key to start.
Yes, and do something every day. That's number 7. And I say this is the one that will make you rich, is every day, you start every day by doing at least one thing that moves you at least one step closer to your biggest goal. Right. And soon you develop what is called, in physics, momentum.
Yeah.
It's very hard at the beginning to start moving, but then it becomes easier and easier. Goethe, great German philosopher, said, everything is hard before it's easy.
Yes.
Everything is hard, and that's where weak people quit.
It's a very interesting point because I just discussed it 2 weeks ago. I was in Miami and we are talking, you have these courses. Some say I have a 21-day success rule. Then other people say 30-day. I just make with a few guys a 90 days run. Some say 66-day. When it's getting easier, what is your experience? What would you say? How long, for example, when you get up at 5 a.m. and then you go and make your sports, when is something to get really used? After which day, how many days you?
It's an important point to realize is that when you do something good for you, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
It is self-motivating. Everything that you do releases chemicals in your brain, good things and bad things. If you do positive things and you see progress, it releases endorphins and dopamine. And these are called nature's happy drugs.
Yes.
Happy drugs. And so what happens is you can develop what the psychologists now call a positive addiction. Uh-huh. You can become addicted to doing things that make you happy. And things that make you happy are things that move you at least one step closer to your goal. So whenever you do something that is productive and valuable, you feel happy, you get a release of dopamines, and soon you become addicted to that positive feeling, the happy feeling. The number one goal for human beings throughout history has been happiness. Everything we do is to achieve our own happiness. If it doesn't make us happy, we don't do it. And if it doesn't make us happier than everything else, we don't do it. So you want to be happy, you want to release these chemicals, set a goal and take one step toward it. And just keep doing that. And pretty soon, as Goethe also said, at the beginning, it's very hard, but it becomes easier and easier. And then it becomes automatic and easy. And so you are more motivated to do positive things than before you were more motivated to watch television.
That's it. And I think this is the most important to understand, that it must not be 90 days or 88. Important is after you started that you have this little success, and this is so motivating that you keep the track.
Yes. So one of the things that some people say 21 days is what it takes to form a new habit. I used to give a coaching program for business owners, and you had to be earning 200,000, 300,000 euros to attend my program. And so I guaranteed that they would double their income and double their time off within 1 year if they followed my coaching program. And people believed me, so I said, now I'm going to give you what I call my guarantee, is that if you will do this, I know that you'll double your income. And I would hand out a school workbook, and I'd say, I want you to write down 10 goals. I call this my 10-goal exercise. Is write down 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next year. Not 5 or 10 years, just 10 goals. And then tomorrow morning, take this book and turn up to a fresh page and write down your 10 goals again without reading back. So you must do it from memory. Okay. And then the next morning, you do the same thing. You do this for 1 month. Mm-hmm. From day 1 in my course to day 30 or 31. And see what happens. And every person who went, more than 1,000 business owners went through my program in 7 years, more than 1,000. Everyone doubled and tripled their income within 30 days by writing down their goals every morning. First thing they did is they programmed their goals into their subconscious mind, and then all day long they were alert and sensitive and aware, and they had ideas and met people, they attracted people and opportunities. Things happened that they could not believe. And so if I was to give one piece of advice on breaking out of all the problems, is take a notebook, write down 10 goals every day for 30 days. After that, you will never be the same. Oh, and everybody, no one ever in 7 years asked for a refund, because everybody doubled and tripled their income. And not in 1 year, almost all of them within 30 days.
I like that.
Yes.
But I don't wait 7 years for the refund.
Well, no, my refund is after 1 year.
Yeah.
If you had not doubled your income in a year, but everybody doubled their income in a month. It was
Wow.
sometimes in a week. They couldn't believe it because we talked about clarity. The second most important word is focus. Is be clear about your most important goal and then focus like a laser beam, like a hot channel of a light. Just focus on one goal at a time. And pretty soon you start like everything is hard. Then it becomes easier and easier and you become more and more focused. You wake up in the morning and you think about your goal. You think about it all day long. You go to sleep at night and think about your goal. And the faster you move toward the goal, it's called the law of acceleration. Acceleration. The faster you move toward the goal, the faster the goal moves toward you.
Yeah.
It's very slow at the beginning. It's almost like if you could imagine the world is like this and you're here and here's your goal. You can't see the goal. And you start moving toward the goal and the goal starts moving toward you and you move toward the goal and the goal starts moving toward you. And then in the last 20% of time, they come together. And it happens over and over. Every person who has ever tried this has said to me, it works. I could not believe it, but I have to admit it works.
The truth is I only work with suction, not with pressure. The people recommend me, they recommend my company.
Yes.
And this is because I know all about this principle and I'm so confident that it works that I want to give this message to the people out there. And
Yes.
there is one important question for us because in Germany now, when a few of my people in my network know we published this book together,
Yes.
they said, Stefan, what have you done? Brian Tracey, he inspired me so much. He's for me a legend and he changed my life. How it comes that you speak so good German, by the way?
Na, ich habe eine Entscheidung vor vielen Jahren gemacht, Deutsch zu lernen.
Wow.
Und ich habe einen Dolmetscher und auch einen Lehrer und ich habe Bücher gelesen und Audiokassetten gehört und so weiter. Und ich dachte, 1 oder 2 Monate, es dauert ungefähr 10 Jahre.
Wow.
10 Jahre. Aber ich liebe Deutsch. Ich lese es, ich kann es viel besser sprechen als heute, weil ich habe keine Übung gehabt für mehrere Monate.
Okay.
So I like German very much. I like German history. I think that I was a German when in a previous life.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes.
Yeah, when we see now the book and it's now published and it was like this, it was another bestseller. Brian, how many bestsellers you hit in your last decades? It's so amazing.
It's funny. I wrote a book about my journey across the Sahara Desert in 1965. And the book sold reasonably well in the U.S., but it was the #1 book in Iceland, the #1 book in South Korea. It was the #1 book in Taiwan. It was the #1 book in many different countries. And so you never know. Yeah. And then, of course, Eat That Frog is the #1 book worldwide, but also famous. Goals. And my popular book in Germany, Keine Entschuldigung.
Keine Entschuldigung.
Yeah.
No excuses. Really one of the most important sentences. No excuses.
And it's all about self-discipline.
That's it.
Because as you know, self-discipline, without that quality, nothing is possible. But with self-discipline, everything is possible.
Works.
And it's simply like learning how to ride a bicycle. You just practice and you go back and soon you are a disciplined person. Sure. And your whole life changes.
So amazing.
I'm so happy to be in this book with you and you in this book with me. And we tell people to read this. Succeeding in business and management, it can save you years of hard work in achieving the same financial income than trying to do it without help.
That's it. Many fun with this book. Ganz viel Spaß. And you heard the German is crazy. You speak so good, Brian. Really great to meet you here in California. And I say thank you for this amazing time with you.
Thank you. And ich liebe Deutsch und ich liebe die deutschen Leute. Und ich freue mich auf unser nächstes Wiedersehen.
Yeah. Now we are looking forward to get the book for you. just press the button above and get out and take your nuggets and diamonds out of it. I wish you much success and say goodbye from San Diego, California.